Morning. Shanta is running behind this morning, but she'll be here in a second. What's everybody doing? I see Deborah and Evelyn and Suzanne and Joyce and Julie. Good morning. Oh, where is she? There she is.
Sorry. I went to physical therapy yesterday because I have a problem with my SI joint. And it's the first time I've ever been to physical therapy, but it kind of sucked. It hurt. And I was like, it probably didn't even do anything. But for the first time, and I don't even know how long, I slept through the night without waking up in the middle of the night with my hips hurting.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And I slept so well that I think I didn't even realize how badly I've been not sleeping. I mean, how much I've been not sleeping. And I slept like 10 hours. And I woke up. Kevin's like, hello, it's 9:50. Okay.
Well,
Good morning,
I
Evelyn. Good morning, Evelyn and Suzanne. You what? Joyce, hold on. Julie and Teresa and Rebecca. Good morning.
I did that already.
Okay.
I came down this morning and the dog, sometime last night, got into my bottle of antibiotics.
And ate them?
No, I counted them, and I think if she ate them, I don't think she ate more than like one of them. I don't think she did. I have
Queenie or Mo?
Queenie. She's a goat. She'll eat everything. I don't
So
know
did you
what to
get them out?
do.
We'll call the vet.
Yeah.
She seem
Well, I
okay?
counted them. Yeah, she's fine. I counted them, and I don't think that she ate any of them.
Jeez. Good morning, Sherry. Oh, Evelyn,
Very annoying.
I knew I was in pain. And I couldn't it turns out I really thought she was going to tell me I have arthritis in my hips, but I don't. My x-ray shows no arthritis in my hips, so that's good. But just a severe pain and across the base of my hips, like across the base of my back. And apparently it's in my SI joint that's causing severe sciatica on both of my legs. And my sciatic nerve has been irritated. Nerves that have been irritated for so long, it'll take a while for it to completely go away. But I need to figure out a different situation because she said what's probably causing it is me sitting on my bed working. It's causing me to sit funny. Oh, Sherry says she sent you an email. I did get your email, Rebecca. I'm going to answer it. Like I said, I'd been awake for about 2 minutes. So we are just about filled up with our live editing class, which I'm pretty excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Swimming is helping you, Evelyn. That's good. I'm thinking about that. They have a therapy pool at my physical therapy office. It's warm, and I really want to go in it. And they charge $90 or $50. My copay is $50, so every time I go, it would be $50, and I can't do that.
Geez.
I know. I mean, I'm going to go to physical therapy, until I'm pretty satisfied that I fixed my back, but I can't go just for swimming.
Mm-hmm.
The Wise pool is cold. It's not fun.
How do you know it's cold?
Because it's not heated. It's not 90
It's
degrees.
indoors.
Warmer or colder than that. Oh, good idea, Evelyn.
The outdoor pool is heated.
Ooh. But how heated?
Although it closes tomorrow, which I don't understand why they're closing in the middle of August.
Because school's getting ready. Oh, yeah, I don't know why they don't go at least till the end of August.
Yeah.
Maybe for COVID, because it's coming back. Oh, it's 10:05.
Alrighty.
Mhm.
Ready?
Yep. See you guys in 10. Yay!
Yay.
I am on page 15 of reading through my book one more time. So I can do about 7 pages a day. I have 366.
Nice.
How many days is that? Might have to do more than 10 minutes a day to get done by the end of September.
Maybe.
Oh, Lisa has 6:28, but she started early, but still, that's amazing. Good job, Lisa.
Good job. How did everybody else do?
How'd you do?
I have this idea for a series of Medium posts that fit my
Book thing?
yeah. And I'm just working on that. I don't know how many words I
Those
got.
book review things?
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a new Medium account for.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or at least make a because you already have followers and stuff.
Oh, that's true.
And you have to be approved now to get right on Medium, so you might as well just do it. Just make a publication.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye, Lisa. Lisa's got. You have a book launch today? Give us your link. Lisa, are you still here? We need the link to your book.
Anyway.
There's 3 pages of edit. Okay, let's see. Well, we'll get it from her tomorrow if she's already gone. 284 from Evelyn. 301 from Sherry. Good morning, Joyce. 180. Good morning, Marcy. 141. Deborah, good morning. She got 3 pages of edits. And Rebecca got 203. Lisa got 302. And I'm 12,000 into my nano goal for August, her mom's memoir. Good job. Exciting. You make a nano goal for every month? That's pretty cool. Interesting concept. She's got 3 pages of edited, and she's washing her hands.
Nice.
What do we have going on in Ninja Writers today? Did you do that already?
Let's see.
We have the short nonfiction class coming up.
We have. Hold on. I don't know why, but I got signed out of Teachable, and now I have to go into the admin area to see all of our content, and it's an extra step, and it won't do it where I can just toggle between student view and public view anymore. There is the.
I'll answer that in a second, Evelyn. Go ahead.
There's the Sci-Fi Fantasy co-working call at 2 p.m. Eastern if you're in the guild. It's a write-in at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you're in the club, poetry co-working call if you're in the club at 8 p.m. Eastern. Crime time at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're in the guild, and a midnight write at 11:45 p.m. Eastern if you're in the club. I think that write-in is run by Kristen. I wonder is need to cover it.
Junita's covering it tonight.
Okay.
Kristen had her baby last night. She's a Friday the 13th baby, Everest. It's cute as a button. Okay. Evelyn asked, "What do I mean by you need permission?" So, Medium made some relatively large changes last week, and one is that if someone they gave you everyone who's a writer on Medium a referral page, and if someone signs up for Medium from your referral page, you get 50% of that $5 for as long as they stay a member. And then oh, my brain. Oh, and then they also said that starting immediately, you have to apply to be a writer at Medium, and you have to have at least 100 subscribers. And like I don't know if they're gonna. I'm not 100% sure if they're gonna look back at your past work or what they're going to do there, but everyone who's already a writer will stay a writer until the end of the year. But if you don't meet their criteria, you'll have to reapply to be a writer at Medium. So you need to have at least 100 followers. Do you have 100, Adrian?
I think I have 400. It's not a writer. It's to be in the you can write on Medium.
Oh, you can write. Yeah, to be on, anyone can write on their platform, but to be in the
paid portion, the paid program,
the membership or the partner program, you have to apply now. Maybe I'll write about that today.
Yeah, I feel like it was shocking to me that nobody else like freaked out about that, because
it's because they didn't like kick anybody off or anything. But I think that
I know, but it's a pretty big change, and like they said that it doesn't apply to the people that are already writing right now, but it will start applying to them on the 21st or on the start of the new year. I mean, and
Rebecca, how many followers do you have on Medium? I honestly don't think, if you write regularly, I don't know, and like you just ask people to follow you, like go on to like come into Ninja Writers on a Friday and just say, you know, I have 75 followers on Medium. I need 100 to stay on as a writer on there. Would you follow me? And I think people would. Or we have a Ninja Writers. Oh, well then, you know.
Yeah.
Rebecca, if you're not writing there, then I wouldn't worry about it. You can use Medium as a platform. You just have to, are you part of the partner program already, Rebecca? Are you even wanting to be a blogger? Personally, I think everyone should be blog, but you can write, if you're not trying to make money there, you can just write there and use it as a blog if you want to. Although you can, you can also just get your own website.
Well, I think, yeah, Evelyn, the thing is, like, you meet the criteria already, but like they're gonna start. Yeah, just you have to
if you meet their criteria already, you're fine.
You just have to continue meeting it.
Yeah, but they're going to look more closely at, are you being distributed? Like I can't decide if I think it's a good thing or not. Like, will it help the writers who are trying to use them as a...
I think that I don't like how they announced it. They like shoved it in to a tiny little part of an email, because I feel like they knew people would get upset. So they like lessened the blow, which I just feel like they're kind of shady sometimes. And to me
they're so non-transparent that it's not even funny. It's like ridiculous. They're like super non-transparent.
Yeah.
But I have been writing more frequently this month on Medium, and it's just not...
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not getting... Like, I have about 100 less views this month, this 30 days than last 30 days. That I'm writing more frequently, I have fewer views.
Like, I'm gonna look at this Tumblr thing.
That would be a good idea. That might be a good thing to think about.
It feels though
using your content, you know.
Yeah, it feels though like I'm looking at it, like just looking at an article, and it feels like a little more in line with like Substack than Medium. Like, people subscribe to you specifically instead of just subscribing in general. But like, I think that they're, like, Tumblr is very much like all about like fandoms and things like that. Like, I think book content might do well on there.
Mm-hmm. Visual. This that you could cross post your Instagram over there, maybe, or the same type of content. I don't know. Rebecca says that she signed up for Medium, so that's good. You got in before they made the change, so that was kind of a little providence. You have 4 months or so to think about what you want to do. 4.5 months, but blogging is a lot of work to add to her schedule. So I have thoughts on that. One is she can't think of another way to make money before she's published. And I have thoughts on that. One is you have a day job, so you're making money before you're published. And if you can like have a mindset that your day job is part of your writing career, it's like the like your employer is contracting you for a certain number of hours, and your company, you're like Rebecca Inc., Rebecca Author Inc. They're contracting you for that. And that's like, even when you're writing, you're working at your day job, you're being a writer, right? You're a writer who is doing this with their time right now. And then you can just spend the time that you would be blogging, writing your novels so that you can get published, right? That's okay. Like, there's no need to add something else just because everyone else is, or you have the perception that everyone else is. I do think, though, I just want to say, I think that every writer should have a blog because it's the fastest way to get a thought out there. And sometimes it just feels really good to write something, finish it, and publish.
I don't feel like it's the fastest way anymore to get a thought out there. I don't think it's
there's Instagram and stuff, but for a long form,
it's not a fast way. Blogging in general is not a fast process. It takes time to write a blog post, and it takes time to that not everybody has.
Compared to writing a book, it's much faster, and the publishing process is a button versus sometimes months. You don't have to hire a designer and figure out formatting. You just do it. And
I think if you're a nonfiction writer, definitely. What? If you're a nonfiction writer, like if the book that you're trying to sell is nonfiction.
If you want to reach your readers, the easiest way to write something that's more than a Instagram post or a tweet is to write a blog post, because you can write it. You can, whether, I don't know how long, depending on what you're writing. But if all you want to say is, I have thoughts on something, here they are, and it's like 500 words, you could do that. I mean, everybody here is writing 200 or 300 words in 10 minutes. You could get a blog post posted in an hour. Just about anybody can, depending on what it is. I mean, if it's research heavy or whatever. But there's no reason why most everyone here couldn't write a blog post in an hour. It may not make money, but I'm just saying that it's one of the quickest ways out there. And if your other forms of writing is writing books or even short stories that you're publishing, it's much faster than writing a novel.
But it also might not be enjoyable for you. And I think that the idea that you need to push yourself, because it's not the only way to build an audience anymore. And if there's some other form of audience building or whatever that is, I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I think that every writer should be blogging.
Well, no, I didn't say I don't think every writer needs to be a blogger, like where they're regularly blogging on a specific topic. I said every writer should have a blog, a place where they can write something anytime they want.
Yeah. Every writer should have a platform for sure somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. But I just think there's very little downside to having a blog.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lisa said, which of our projects brought in the most money? Just curious. For me, definitely teaching, like Ninja Writers for sure. But the my middle grade book, The Astonishing Maybe, and which was a 2-book deal. Those 2 books, so The Astonishing Maybe and Center of Gravity for fiction, they brought in much more money than my other published books did. I was paid more for them.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca said that she noticed that fantasy is not
right,
really, but but it is present on like that. Like you're not going to find your audience of fantasy readers on Medium.
That's not true. You just are not going to find it by publishing fantasy. You're going to find it by publishing, like thinking about those readers and what else they're interested in, and sometimes writing about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can't tell me there's no people on.
Well, but I think the response, the automatic response for me about that is then okay. Well, then I need to write about how to write fantasy, and that's targeting fantasy writers. It's not targeting fantasy.
No, that's not what you need to write about, because that's not what fantasy you need.
But that's my like. What I'm saying is that's my first
response.
That's
because you're not listening to me and you're talking over me. Your knee-jerk response is there because you're not listening.
I don't know.
Let's say Rebecca. Okay, we can talk about this for a minute, even though we're over. I don't mind. Let's say that you're Rebecca's reader. I know Rebecca's story pretty well because she was in my workshop for a while, and now she's an Adrian, so we both know it pretty well. So let's say that Adrian or Rebecca's ideal reader is a millennial woman who
yeah.
Okay, so if you are writing for kids that young, Rebecca, you're not going to be this is hard to describe. Maybe I need to write about it. It's not necessarily that you're going to build your biggest audience, right? Adrian's probably right. You're probably going to find a better audience, like your more direct audience, if you make TikToks or if you do Instagram, right? But if you have something that you want to say to them, that you want to write something longer, the way to do that would be on a blog, right? Because you can't, I guess you could write a blog length thing on Medium, but it would be a little odd. Most of the time people don't do that, right? It's mostly visual. A blog is mostly written. So at the very least, a blog is a good way to reach the people that you have already connected with on some other way and say, hey, I have something to say to you guys. Here you go. Here's what I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
But her readers, those 12 to 18-year-olds, first of all, if you're writing for 12-year-olds, you're actually probably marketing to their gatekeepers, because most 12-year-olds aren't buying books, period. Someone's buying them for them. 12 to say 16-year-olds, most of the time their readers are your true audience. You're writing for those kids, but you're marketing to their gatekeepers, their teachers or parents or grandparents or librarians. And so now you know that your audience, if you're blogging, is somebody who is interested in 12-year-old, what 12-year-olds are reading. But I think that your book that you're writing now is not necessarily, like, when I was just thinking, who's your ideal reader, I was actually thinking of an adult, because your book reads more like,
but her main character is a teenager. This is Rebecca Stockton, right?
I know who it is. Yeah.
Her main character is a teenager.
Yeah, but does her book read YA to you?
Yeah, because her main character is a teenager. He has parents, and like she just read a scene to me a week ago in a workshop that like it was her, her main character, sitting in a room with her parents, like having
main character's a boy.
His whatever,
okay.
But he's a
no, you're right about that.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, like there are people that you can reach. I guess for me, there's a difference between having a blog and like being a blogger. Like, I don't think that every writer needs to have like a regular blog where they're writing every day on a specific topic. Yeah. But I think that having a platform for written communication with your readers is a good idea.
I think the other side of that, though, is that I think also that written communication is not always not always the best way to reach your audience, because I think a reader, like a writer, they're like our brains think in a more written format. Like we are maybe attracted to more words, but a reader, a general person, is I think more attracted to the visuals and like of a book, which is I don't know, like I'm seeing all these books going like viral on like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and
Yeah, but that's
the reason
that's
that
not
I think
authors
started it.
doing that. It's
The
readers.
authors are doing it too. I followed authors who they just figured out, started making content that's more visual about their books, and I think that the reason why this stuff is going viral, part of it is because the visual stuff sells a lot quicker than the written stuff does. So if somebody makes a post about their book or something related to their book that's very visual and somebody can just glance at it, they can take it in a lot quicker than they could a blog post.
Right. So that's for like gathering new readers or new followers. But now that you've gathered them,
Yeah.
and you want to say something to them, those, like, where do you do that?
Well, yeah, then you would have a blog. Yeah, I think I think that's an interesting article that you should write about, because when you say that every writer should have a blog, to me, what that says, like, right, instantly, and I think I'm not the only person. I think that it sounds like this to everybody, is that every writer needs to be a blogger.
Oh.
I don't think, that means that I have to consistently, be writing posts and thinking of content ideas specifically for blogs, which is, it's a lot of work. It's the writing part is not a lot of work, but like, I don't know, it's a lot more brain work, for me anyways. I don't know, but but I don't know. Like I just think that I think that you're right, that not every you should have like a website or a blog or even a platform. I think even just have like an Instagram account or a Facebook page or somewhere where you can talk to your audience, or Twitter or whatever. But the I don't think that every writer needs to be a blogger. And I think it would be interesting to read an article that emphasizes.
Well, I've written about it in the past, but Cindy says, how about saying a website with some articles? I find fewer businesses call them blog posts these days. News, articles, updates.
Well, I think it's any platform is what you're meaning, right? Like you just have to have a place where you can talk to your writers or your readers, that you can, like, once you have them in, you can like put out an announcement, or sell your stuff to your more unique stuff to your writers. And
so I think, going back to Rebecca, I think if Rebecca, now that she is set up to write on Medium, and she got in under the wire for not needing to have 100 followers, and she said that she wants to make a little money, whatever. Like, I don't think money, I think personally that worrying about her writing making money right now is probably going to be frustrating for her, and maybe not something that she has to do, because it's going to take away from writing her novels. But that's a discussion for another day. But if Rebecca, who is also a ballet dancer, right, an adult ballet dancer, someone who came to ballet later, if she wrote about that, right, and so now she's writing maybe once a month, or once every couple weeks, or something regular but not frequent, so maybe once a week to once a month, about just this idea of living out a fantasy, like not thinking, well, I'm too old for that now, or I can't do that anymore because I'm a grown-up now, or whatever. Yeah, in 2 Mondays, not this Monday, but next Monday.
Oh, it's this Monday.
I usually do fiction first, don't I? And then nonfiction.
Oh, I'll look at the calendar.
She'll look. And anyway, then she's going to gather these readers. So a reader who is drawn to the idea of someone being a ballet dancer, and it may also be drawn into her kind of interesting, well, no, not kind of interesting, very interesting fantasy world that she's creating. So she's going to gather readers to her. However, would it be more if she wrote more often? Probably. Will it be some if she just writes about ballet dancing every month, once a month? This is how my ballet, this is ballet, just something along those lines, once a month. Those readers are, she will start to gather some readers who are interested in what she's doing. And then when she starts to also write about her books, or she has a book available, those people are going to be interested. And so it's not about making a living as a blogger or even any money at all. It's just having an outlet for your writing, because we're writers. So Instagram is cool, but it's not going to make her a better writer, because there's not very much writing. So it would give her a chance when she's been working on the same novel for a long, long time, right? Even 6 months or a year is a long time to have to work on one thing and never finish it, right? So having a place where she can publish short form work, even if nobody reads it, it just feels good to write something and finish it and publish it. And so I regardless of marketing or audience or anything, I just really do believe that everyone who's a writer should have a place where they can publish something that can be done closer to when they start. Like that, where she could publish something once a month in a blog, where she can't publish a novel once a month, probably.
Yeah.
Like you can publish your story about Stardust because it struck you to write about it, and it's not about whether or not you make a bunch of money. It's that you had this idea and you put it out there. And okay, so you said 14 people read it or whatever, but if 14 people showed up in your living room right now to hear you talk about Stardust, that would feel like a lot of people to you.
Yeah.
If they were sitting in your living room, you would be like, holy crap, 14 people are here to hear me talk about that we're all made of stardust. And if you did it, but those people also, maybe one of them followed you, or or if you had a way to join an email list, maybe one of them would have joined your email list. And now you have somebody who, when you write something else, like say your book about Birdie, which is also kind of fantastical, right? So you're naturally, when you have an idea that you're doing just because you want to do it, it's naturally going to appeal to the same people that you're writing a book because you just want to write a book.
Yeah. I think it would be, I feel like something that really worked for me when I was starting this book project and all of that is thinking about content in any blogging or whatever, and projects in meeting me where I am now. Like, what am I already doing in my life, instead of trying to figure out a way to add something in that I don't already have ingrained in my routine.
I think I will write about this sometime, maybe this week, that I think a lot of times people get caught up in that if they're blogging or if they have a blog, it should be making money. And
that it should be something completely new. And I think that the act of blogging might be new, but if you are, like you said, if Rebecca is writing about, just checking in on how her ballet is going, or just a project that you already, or something that you do every day that you already have ingrained in your routine, that's what you should be writing about, because you
can write about. There's no should. Yeah. The thing about a blog is that you can write what you want, and and it can just be fun, and especially if what your main writing, the thing that you want to do as a career is writing novels, it doesn't have to be so if you were like, when I blog, I mostly blog about writing because I'm trying to build a business, and my blog is a big part of that. And so when I blog about writing, it's something that's really business like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But sometimes I blog about other stuff just because I want to, and that lets people know who I am as a person. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, just being able to write something, and even if it takes me a week to write it, being able to publish it relatively quickly, and just being able to be finished with something. When novels, I mean, I've been working on this stupid novel that I'm writing right now for like a decade or some ridiculously long time. It takes forever to write a book, and it can be demoralizing to just never finish something. And so being able to finish a written project for me is a big deal, and to be able to put it out in the world, and people will read it or they won't, you know, is a big deal. And I think, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go with, I think that most writer, I'll say most then, but there's almost no reason for a writer not to have a blog or a space to post their short form writing.
Well, yeah, it's the platform.
Right.
I mean, I agree with
Cindy
that.
says
That's
she
what I
agrees her
said.
Medium posts keep her going on her big project and help her process her thinking too. Exactly. Lisa says she wishes our stuff. What time zone are you in, Lisa?
I think for me, it feels like when I hear that, like when we specify it being a blog instead of a platform, it makes me feel like I need to start doing something that I'm not already doing, that I don't really have a desire to do.
Okay, well,
You know,
that, I
I
mean,
don't
you
know.
don't have to have a blog,
But
Pacific.
that's the point, is that it doesn't have to be a blog. What you're talking about is a platform, but when you write about it and when
No,
you
I am
talk about it, it's
saying
a
that you
blog.
should, I think that it is useful that when you had something that you wanted to say about we're all made of stardust, that wouldn't have gone, you
Yeah,
could,
but I could have also put that in my Instagram.
not that
I
long
didn't.
thing.
No, but I could have taken the idea, and I mean, I could have broken it apart. I've seen longer form posts like that on Instagram. Like, it's a thing. You know, it is a thing. You can. There's plenty of them. I follow plenty of people that do that. You know, I could have made a series of posts about it. I could have, you know, I would have had to repackage it a little differently. But I mean,
Okay, well then
I
in that
think
case
that.
you're using media, you're using if you did that,
Mhm.
you would have been using Instagram as your
Exactly. That's what I'm
blog.
saying, is that when you
You would have
talk
been
about
blogging on
blog instead of
Instagram.
using like platform, and
Okay, but
platform opens your mind up to like a blog can be anywhere. It doesn't need to be on Medium or even on
okay,
a
fine.
website. It
But
can
what
be
you're
anywhere.
talking about is using Instagram as your blog. So a place to have longer form writing, or not longer form, not long form, but longer than a picture, and
Mhm.
a tweet length caption,
Yeah.
which is what most people do on Instagram, would be more like a caption than a post. You're talking about tweaking Instagram so that you can use it as a blog, which is fine. That whatever, wherever you want. I didn't say everyone needs to be on Medium. If you would rather do that work on Instagram, whatever. But it's still a place where you can start a project, finish it, and publish it immediately, or
Yeah.
relatively immediately, compared to writing a book.
Yeah. I
Like
yeah.
if you
I
want to
just think
blog
that
on
saying a
on
blog is
Twitter
more
200 and
specific than saying platform is what I'm getting at. Like, it's I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you, but when you know, like when you say just blog, I think also it would be it would be refreshing to emphasize that like you can do blogging anywhere. So find the place where you are. Like, I go on Instagram and I interact with that content more than I interact with Medium, and that makes it easier for me to post
okay.
on Instagram rather. But it's the same thing. It's not but to me, when we say, I don't know, when we say blog, it just makes me feel like that's not enough. Having the Instagram is not enough. Like, it's not, like it's not doing anything. It's not a blog, but I'm using it the same way.
Lisa says a blog gives me an idea of something something people have to go to versus Facebook people can see as they're scrolling through. Well, you can scroll through Medium too, but I see what you're saying. And you definitely can use Facebook as a place to publish your essays. I follow someone named Sharon Astic who scares the pants off me. Cindy knows Sharon. She's scares me half to death on a regular basis with these very in-depth essays about the state of the world and in particular climate change. And but they're definitely blog posts or essays. I mean, they're essays on Facebook, and as far as I know, she doesn't publish them anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Lisa, I'm sorry. We're everyone in my whole team is on Eastern, so we don't have any that are real later in the evening for you, because that would be like the middle of the night for all of us. We do have one write-in that's at midnight, like 4 nights a week.
Yeah,
that would be 9 for you.
For comparison, we often multiple nights a week stay up on calls until like 10 or 11 at night to try to, like, we try our best to
accommodate, but anyway, this was a very interesting conversation.
I
lost all of our
about no, we had 6 up until just now, like that. We kept most of them the whole time that we had, but I just think that it's to me, like, what has worked, I think, so well with my Instagram project is that, like, the realization that blogging, I think, has transformed, and that when you say like every writer should have a blog, like it's not like I'm not picturing like having a space on Medium or having even a website. Like, it's not like I'm thinking of Instagram the same way that I would think about if I had a blog. I think like it's my place where I can write about my projects. And I think blogging has changed to where it can be done more on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. You just
Suzanne loves this conversation, and she's learning so much, and she loves the idea that you just have to keep in contact with your reader.
Yeah.
But I do think thank you, Evelyn. I do think that it is about keeping in contact with your reader, but it's also for you, like, just to have a place to create something that is shorter form that you can and I mean, I'm talking about writing, because how can I say this? Like, there is an art to finishing something, right? To writing the end of something. And if it takes you a year to get there, you're just like, you can't do it often enough to get good at it, right? So I don't know. I just think having a place where you can finish and publish and more often. And if you want to use, like, I mean, I've seen people write like 12 connected tweets or whatever, and that's a blog post, or I mean, it's a blog post length, and they're just doing it on a different place, I suppose.
But like on Instagram, you can have, and it's not uncommon. It's not like you can have it, but nobody does it. People do it fairly often. You can have like 2,200 characters, which is like between 300 to 500 words in your post. That's a lot of words.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an average. I think when I write a post on Medium, I feel like usually that's how long it is. Maybe a little longer. I don't know.
Lisa says a conference speaker mentioned putting a piece of it out a day and make it interactive on the medium you use. Then by a certain time, you'll have a whole book, right? So blogging your own book, that's even a whole thing that we're doing in Ninja Writers. Mm-hmm. Also, Seth Godin, I guess Seth Godin is where I heard every writer should have a blog, and it just super resonated with me, because it like, there's no downside to it, really. He says every writer should blog every day, should have a daily blog. That feels anxiety causing, but his blog posts are like tweet length. He writes very short, sometimes like a couple of lines, and that's it. So
But that short thing can be just as effective in doing what it needs to do sometimes. Even the feeling of like needing to finish something
well, I
shorter.
read his an email, so yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that's true.
Yeah, like I feel that finishing, that like sense of finishing or that like completion status, like that you're talking about, like I feel that when I publish something on Instagram, you know, like I've made something for the day and I completed it, and I get that same. So yeah, I think you can. I don't know. There's so many ways to create now out in the world.
There is, but
Yeah.
I'm talking specifically about writing. So lots of times when you do something for Instagram and there's not much writing involved in it, you're a visual artist and not everyone is in our
My
audience.
captions are usually long. I feel like they're about the length of what I would write on Medium too.
No, they're not.
Yes, they're pretty. They're usually like multiple paragraphs long.
Okay, but they're not like what you would write on Medium.
Well, I mean, it's adapted for Instagram. Like,
I'll have to go look at what you're writing on me. I'm gonna do it right now.
I think that like longer form captions are not as uncommon as you would think.
Yeah. Well,
Like I just posted one that was about my book kit project, and it's like it's condensed a little bit. Like if I were, but like I wouldn't have to do much to take it and take what I wrote for that and put it into a Medium post, and I'd maybe expand it a little bit. But I don't know that like on that topic I would.
Like I'm looking at your Instagram right now that is about Firekeeper's daughter, and
It's not always that long, right? But you don't always write a blog post that's that long either.
yeah. Oh, you have one with Mo.
But like
well,
I don't think of my Instagram content as any different than blogging content. I'm just adapting it. Like I could adapt this content pretty easily to fit Medium. I'm adapting the idea to fit the platform, which you do for Medium too. You adapt your idea to fit the platform, and it's still like I still feel like I've completed that thing for the intention for that platform.
Well, you have 1,200 followers.
I know.
In like 6 weeks. It's pretty good.
There's also visual stuff.
It is visual. I have 173 followers.
It's 10:58.
Yeah, we went way over. Thanks for staying and listening to us talk this out. We will see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.